Heard your interview earlier. You met P. Diddy and Jay-Z. Is that the coolest moment? Is that the coolest moment?
Well, these two went to a gangster party.
Yeah, full of watches and big.
I had that with P. Diddy. I went over to say hello to P. Diddy, and Jay-Z was there, and Leonardo DiCaprio was sat at the
I think you've dropped enough names. I think people thought Prince and Brian Ferry was good.
Oh gosh, Liam Payne's tragic passing has left the world shook, but what's even more shocking are the hidden truths that are now bubbling to the surface. Apparently, before his untimely death, Liam had been dropping some major hints about something sinister lurking in the music industry. We're talking specifically about Diddy and Jay-Z, and it seems like fans were too blinded by the glitz and glam to see it. Word on the street is that Liam attended one of Diddy's infamous parties, and let's just say it left him more shaken than a martini in James Bond's hand. The encounter apparently had Liam fearing for his life. I know, right? It's giving major "I know what you did last summer" vibes. Now, the million-dollar question is, could Liam have known too much? Is that the reason behind his tragic passing? Grab your detective hats, besties, because we're about to dive deep into this mystery.
But the laptop. Why did he smash it? What was on there? Did he see something or get sent something that he didn't like?
With Diddy's name splashed across headlines and Liam's tragic incident, the internet is in full-on meltdown mode. Most folks think these are two separate dramas, but hold on to your wigs because there might be a connection between Liam and Diddy after all. Super sleuths online have been digging up old interviews faster than I can scroll through TikTok, looking for clues hidden in plain sight. And let me tell you, they've struck gold with a One Direction interview that's making waves. The boys were asked about their interaction with Diddy and Jay-Z, and while the conversation started off chill, things got real interesting real quick when the boys admitted to partying with the pair.
Heard your interview earlier. You met P. Diddy and Jay-Z. Is that the coolest moment? Is that the coolest moment?
Well, these two went to a gangster party.
Yeah, full of watches and.
I just went for a quiet dinner, so I didn't meet P. Diddy so much.
Okay, pause. Did you catch that? What was up with Liam's reply and Niall's laugh? Were they trying to hide something? It's giving me major "the boys who cried wolf" vibes, except in this case, the wolf might be real and wearing designer sunglasses. But wait, there's more. This wasn't Liam's only run-in with Diddy. In a 2017 interview with KIIS-FM's Kyle and Jackie O, Liam dropped a bombshell on national TV. He straight up said he was scared of Puffy. I mean, talk about spilling the tea.
That with P. Diddy. I went over to say hello to P. Diddy, and Jay-Z was there, and Leonardo DiCaprio was sat at the
I think you've dropped enough names.
Did you see how the interviewer jumped in faster than me reaching for the last slice of pizza? It's like he was trying to stop Liam from telling the whole story. But why? What was Liam about to reveal that had everyone so shook? Well, besties, the internet detectives are on the case. One fan commented, "My opinion, either he was taken out for knowing something he shouldn't, he was mistreated in the industry and he was planning to reveal it, or he committed ES due to mistreatment he suffered from the industry." Heavy stuff, right? And just when you think it couldn't get any deeper, a TikToker went full Sherlock Holmes on Liam's Instagram and found a picture with an interesting logo.
Now remember, when he started One Direction, he was only 16 years old. He was a kid, right? And I'm bringing this up for a very specific reason. I went to his Instagram and I saw this. His latest drop was called Teardrops. And I see these symbols on here and I was like, it looks familiar. Now you tell me if that symbol right there, this little swirl one, looks like that symbol right there, the little swirl. So if you don't know what this document is from 2007 from the FBI when they released all these PDF file logos. Now, besides the swirl, I see there's hearts as well. Just like this heart and that one down below as well, but let's keep moving.
Now, before we go down that rabbit hole, let's take a step back. Remember when Liam was pretty open about what it was like to be a 16-year-old kid trying to find his place in the industry? Well, surprise, surprise, none of it was pretty. The process took a major toll on him.
So, I just think that there needs to be a self-care, a care system within these shows. Because if they're gonna move people through these shows and use them to make television, they can't just like let them off afterwards. And I could never watch X Factor because I was always heartbroken because I'd been the guy who made it really far and then got let go, and it ruined me when I was 14.
I know some of you might be thinking, but isn't that just part of the journey to stardom? Well, hold on to your hats because that's not the case at all. Let's talk about Simon Cowell for a hot minute. He's always been hailed as the mastermind behind One Direction, right? The man who took those boys under his wing and gave them their big break. But what if it wasn't out of the goodness of his heart? Plot twist. Simon's name got dropped as one of Diddy's many connections in the industry. And get this, according to a juicy celebrity blind item, when Diddy got arrested, Simon was sweating bullets, worried he'd be next on the chopping block. Apparently, he's got the same skeletons in his closet as Diddy. Talk about tea that's hotter than my morning latte.
Simon Cowell, Sean Diddy Combs, Ryan Seacrest, The Wanted, glad he came. And this is on, by the way, Simon Cowell is rumored to be a notorious harem holder. Kind of like Diddy. The music competition judge/record exec that Simon Cowell is worried that he is next to face the Mr. Freakoff treatment. Okay, so let's rate Simon Cowell's harem next. Not only because of the things he may have done, but because of what he didn't do to protect contestants from the closeted radio exec, and that's Ryan Seacrest, who preyed on them. This same radio exec was behind the formation of the boy band The Wanted, who was glad you came, and that's a really gross pun right there.
So what does all of this mean? Well, grab your tinfoil hats, because here's the theory fans have cooked up. They think Liam was mistreated back when he first started out in the industry. And with Simon Cowell being called Mr. Freakoff, it doesn't take a genius to figure out who might be to blame. But here's where it gets really juicy. Remember when Liam talked about Diddy on camera? Well, fans think that might have made him a target. What if Liam knew about what was really going on behind the scenes, and those interviews were his way of trying to warn the public? It's like he was playing a real-life game of Among Us, trying to expose the imposter. With all the information Liam was sitting on, and Diddy's upcoming trial, fans think Liam was facing some impossible choices. That symbol we mentioned earlier, maybe that was his way of trying to leak the truth. It's giving major Da Vinci Code vibes. And that's exactly why a lot of fans think there must have been some foul play in Liam's incident. Because let's be real, Liam's passing raised more red flags than a parade in China. So here's what we know about that fateful day. Liam passed away on October 16, 2024. The news hit harder than a breakup text. Apparently, the One Direction star fell from the third-floor balcony of the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel in Buenos Aires. He'd been staying there for several days. Now, the investigation is still ongoing, but we've got some tea from an eyewitness. A woman named Rebecca was staying at the same hotel and had a run-in with Liam in the lobby right before his final moments. And let me tell you, her story is wilder than my hair on a humid day. Rebecca said Liam was acting strange in the elevator, telling some girls, "Oh, you're Americans. I live in West Palm Beach. I know Americans. You guys are crazy. You guys are dangerous." It's like he was auditioning for a part in a spy movie or something. But here's where it gets really weird. Back in the lobby, Liam opened his laptop, saw an email that clearly upset him, and then, wait for it, he started smashing his computer on the ground. I mean, I've had some bad emails before, but never destroy my MacBook bad. When Rebecca tried to help, Liam dropped this truth bomb. "I used to be in a boy band. That's why I'm so messed up." Yikes. Talk about spilling the tea. Now here's where things get really dark. Not long after this scene, the unthinkable happened. The police showed up, and at first everyone thought they were just there to kick Liam out. But then, well, let's just say it wasn't the happy ending we were all hoping for. According to the preliminary autopsy report, Liam suffered multiple traumas that led to internal and external bleeding. The emergency doctor said he had a cranial fracture and extremely serious injuries. And get this, the police found controlled substances in his room, and the suite was completely trashed. It's like a scene straight out of The Hangover, but with a much darker ending. Now, here's where the conspiracy theories start flying faster than gossip at a high school reunion. Why did Liam smash his laptop? What was in that email that made him lose it? And why would he suddenly start talking about being in a boy band right after reading it? It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Nothing seems to add up, but the biggest red flag? Liam had just been dropped by his label. That's right. Fans noticed that Liam wasn't listed on Universal Music Group's roster of artists anymore. Apparently, he'd been kicked to the curb by the company just days before the incident. Talk about kicking a man when he's down. Of course, Universal tried to save face by posting a tribute after Liam's passing, saying his legacy would live on through his music. But fans aren't buying it. They think it's all just a PR stunt to cover their tracks. Here's the tea. Liam was paid a massive advance when he signed with Universal, but his album sales didn't live up to expectations. The record company even delayed the release of his second solo album, and as if that wasn't enough, his PR team walked out on him earlier in October after his ex, Maya Henry, filed a lawsuit against him. It's like the universe was playing a cruel game of how much can one pop star take. But here's where it gets really wild. Remember all that Diddy conspiracy stuff we talked about earlier? Well, fans can't help but connect the dots. Universal's CEO, Lucian Grange, was named as one of the co-defendants by Lil Rod in his lawsuit against Diddy. Sure, UMG's lawyers managed to get Rod to remove Lucian from the court documents, but it doesn't change the facts. According to the lawsuit, Grange sponsored and attended several of Diddy's Love album listening parties in Los Angeles. These parties allegedly had some seriously shady stuff going down, including spiked drinks and other activities that I can't even mention without blushing. So, what's the chance that Grange didn't pull some strings here as a favor to Diddy? And let's not forget, Diddy allegedly still has those tapes of Lucian attending his parties. Talk about having someone under your thumb. At this point, it's pretty clear that the music industry is shadier than a palm tree on a sunny day. With all the evidence stacked up, fans just can't shake off that creepy feeling that there's more to Liam's story than meets the eye. Liam was loved by so many, and his passing has left a lot of hearts shattered. There are still so many questions up in the air, but right now, most people are just concerned about Liam's loved ones and wishing them strength to get through this nightmare. Will the truth ever come out? And more importantly, why did Liam put his life on the line to try and warn us about someone as dangerous as Diddy? It's like he was trying to be a real-life superhero, fighting against the dark forces of the music industry. So, what do you think, besties? Is there more to Liam's story than we're being told, or is this all just one big coincidence? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, in this crazy world of Hollywood and the music industry, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. Stay woke, stay safe, and keep spilling that tea. This is Hot Gossip, signing off and reminding you to always question everything, especially in Tinseltown. Goodbye, Tinsel.